Hey, deserving listeners, this is the Psychology in Seattle podcast. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I am a therapist and a professor. Let's continue with Ed and Rose's story. This is season 4, episode 11. Let's watch some clips and see if I have any worthy reactions for the internet.
This is our second day in Palawan, and after I confronted her about her sister, I feel 100% sure that Rose had nothing to do with her sister wanting money from me.
Ed seems to vacillate between two modes, both defensive modes. One mode where I think he's being more in touch with his attachment needs, and I'm guessing underneath the surface, feels worried that other people are going to leave him. I'm guessing he's been through a fair amount of abandonment and disappointment in his life with others. And when he's in that state, he transforms that worry, which is normal for people to have, into he transforms it somehow in his defensive structure, eventually into a controlling and accusational behavior. You know, you have too many male friends on Facebook. You have an STI. Your sister, knew about, you're a money grabbing gold digger. It took me a while to figure out that term. And so that's that mode where he is worried and jealous or accusatory and mean. And then his other mode is where he's extremely apologetic, 110% sure that he can trust her, even though just minutes earlier he wasn't fully trusting her. So I think that's his idealization or his denial of, a little bit of concern. He's enthusiastic. He's very pleasing. He's super attentive to what she wants, and doesn't do anything that will annoy her at all. And he goes back and forth between these two modes. We've seen him do this a handful of times in the show, and what it is my hypothesis is that it has to do with the baseline fear of not having someone love him. When the mode where he's worried she's going to leave him or she doesn't really love him, then he gets controlling. Or the mode where he's like, oh, I'm going to lose her. I did something bad. I need to make up for that. And I need to be the perfect boyfriend. I need to just shower her with compliments and tell her I totally trust you. So it's probably just a matter of time before he pulls away from that and something triggers him to go back to that other mode. Now, a different way for him to operate would be to sit with his attachment worries and go, okay, what's going on? I'm noticing right now that I'm getting a little controlling and I'm starting to have accusatory thoughts. What is that evidence of? Well, it's evidence of this. And then underneath all of that is I'm worried she's going to leave me. Okay. Of course I'm worried she's going to leave me. We just met. We don't know each other well. Is there anything I can do about that? Probably not, because we're just going to have to date and time will tell. No one in the beginning of a relationship can say that they trust their romantic partner 100%. I've been with my wife a number of years and I trust her a great deal. In the beginning of our relationship, there's no way either one of us should have trusted each other a great deal. It takes a long time to really trust someone. So the fact that he doesn't trust her, normal. She also probably doesn't trust him. So normal. And he might just have to sit with that anxiety and accept that. Now, that requires the ability to fall back on a self that you can rely on, to soothe the self, depend on the self, and frankly, other relationships of close attachments that he can rely on if things don't work out in a romantic sense. He seems to have a good enough relationship with his mom. Him and his sister seem to have something interesting going on. He claims that they're pretty close, but did I say sister or daughter? Him and his daughter have a good relationship, according to him. But the daughter, once she found out about this whole thing, she didn't want to talk to him anymore. So I don't know. Anyway, I hope you get my point. Let's see when and if he vacillates from the all-pleaser mode to the accusatory mode.
Last night, I finally revealed to Rose that I want to have a vasectomy and I don't want any more kids. And when I woke up this morning, she was gone. She's not answering my texts and she's not answering my phone calls.
So why would someone do that? Why would someone withhold that information from someone that they're dating? information that anyone would intuit would be important information to reveal. One possibility is that he's an evil person. He's trying to trick. He's gaslighting. Another possibility is that he is so afraid of not being able to find a soulmate, a companion, that his brain sectioned off that information and chose not to focus on it, because to focus on it would mean to risk losing someone. And so you push it aside. You could call that lying by omission, which would be fine, but you could also call it a defense mechanism that a lot of people will use when there are things that get in the way of us getting our needs met. Our needs are very important to our bodies and our psyches, and our subconscious sometimes will find ways of helping to facilitate that by pushing things aside. While I'm on the topic, I can never diagnose from afar. Everything I'm commenting on is what they show us. I think I already said that. Did I already say this? Anyway, subscribe, hit the bell below, become a patron, and comment below. Have you ever done that? Have you ever sectioned something off? Let me know about that.
She didn't leave a message with the front desk. I looked all around the hotel, but she's nowhere to be seen. I don't know where she is. And I'm really confused and I'm sad.
So it's totally fine if Rose wants to back out of the relationship. It's also totally fine if she's confused. It's totally fine if she wants to give him a message of, this really hurt me. I can't believe you didn't tell me. It's another thing to just disappear, right? What's going on with that one? Now, another thing you can think of is maybe she's not disappearing from just him, but also from the cameras, because she doesn't feel like being in front of the cameras. Who knows? We'll find out, I guess.
Coming into this vacation, I thought she wants to marry me, So it was really more about me trying to figure out for myself, was Rose the one that I wanted? But now it's kind of, now it's a 180. Now it's Rose really sorting out for herself whether or not she wants to be with me.
So that's an interesting statement. Let's hear that again, actually. I'm not quite sure if I caught all that.
Coming into this vacation, I thought she wants to marry me, So it was really more about me trying to figure out for myself, was Rose the one that I wanted? But now it's kind of, now it's a 180. Now it's Rose really sorting out for herself whether or not she wants to be with me.
That is a very telling statement. And I wonder if this is common to some of the actors on this TV show, where they might assume through defenses that when they meet someone from another country who really wants to come to the United States, and they intuit that these people have a lot of other interests, be interested in you other than just romance, but also stability, security, money, these kinds of things, that he also went into denial about the possibility that she might still be thinking about whether or not she wants to marry him. He seems to exhibit that he's saying that, okay, originally I came out here. He doesn't say this exactly, but he basically is saying this, that I came out here assuming that she was 100% on board with marrying me, and I was the one trying to evaluate if I wanted to marry her. But now the tables have turned, and I'm the one who wants to marry her, and she's the one making a decision about me. It's a very telling statement, right? That he would assume that she was 100%. Now, maybe she said those kinds of things online over Skype before he came down, but any reasonable person would think, well, of course, it depends on when we actually meet in person and how we get along and those kinds of things. At any point in time, she could pull out for various reasons. That could be another reason why he didn't actually tell her, was because he just assumed, well, I can do whatever I want because she needs me. She needs this relationship, whereas, I don't, and I could find another person online to date or something. I'm putting a lot of words in his head, but that's a pretty telling statement. That is, an unfortunate perspective to have for a human being. Now, why would someone do that? Is it because he woke up in the morning and said, haha, I'm going to be a colonialist and privileged a-hole, and I'm going to, snatch someone out of another country because they need me and I'll be able to control them? Possible, but it's more likely that due to his traumas and his insecurities around being rejected, that it led him down this road that he believed was a much more secure road than maybe dating in other arenas. I obviously can't know that, but that's just a possibility.
I think for now, I not feel good.
Okay, not feel good about having kids.
Yeah.
You want kids.
Yeah, I want kid because that's my dream. I feel irritated. I feel disappointed, because I told Ed so many times I want baby. Why you not tell me the truth? You not want a baby? Why?
What do you mean?
Why you not tell me first before you come here?
Totally rational question, Ed. You should have an answer for that. Now, given my hypothesis about his defenses, he might not be able to derive an answer right off the bat like that. In his mind, he might be like, because defenses will sometimes hide from us what they're up to. And it's possible that he actually doesn't have access to that. So we'll see what he says this. He's not starting off well here.
Why? Why? What's wrong?
Because I'm 54 years old. I don't want more kids.
That's not an answer to the question, buddy. She asked you why you didn't tell her. Not your age. She knows how old you are. And it's not a guarantee that if you're 54, you don't want more kids. So you're not answering the question. I wonder if we're learning more about his broader personality here. This will be interesting to see how much we can learn about him through this interaction.
Why you not tell me the truth? Why you not telling me first on chatting? Why you tell me right now?
So she's doing a great job. She started off at a certain escalation level. He's getting squirrely. He's not answering the question. She's escalating a little bit. She's emphasizing. She's not backing down. This is a central question. This is an important question. Now, there's a lot of different ways to answer this. That I'm guessing that if she is invested in the relationship, which there's evidence that she is, of an answer that would actually help her to soothe herself, and to believe in the relationship. One response might be something like, well, I was afraid of losing you, and I don't know what I was thinking, and it was stupid, and I'm so sorry. I can't, now that we're here and talking about it, I'm really, really sorry that I didn't tell you earlier, and I just hate myself for not having the courage to tell you. I guess I thought that when I came out here I'd be able to convince you, but now that you're saying these kinds of things, it's just so obvious about how stupid I am. So let's see how he responds to this.
Oh, yesterday. Why you not tell you before you come here?
I should have been more truthful. I apologize. I should have said, look, I don't want more kids, but I wanted to get to know you. I wanted you to get to know me, to make sure that we are compatible.
Okay, so it's in the direction, but it still comes across as if he feels totally justified in the fact that he lied by omission. And I just want to say to people out there, be truthful. Try to be truthful. You remember kindergarten. You remember being taught it's not okay to lie. And that includes lying by omission. Try to be truthful. At least aspire to that. There's a lot of squirrely lying that is happening in the world today, or maybe it's always been present and I'm just noticing it or something. There seems to be a lot of self-acceptance or acceptance in the world of lying, and it's not okay. I understand why Ed would worry about losing her, and he has a desperation inside of his heart. Okay, but at the end of the day, you got to say, wait, you know what? I'm lying by omission. I have to tell her. She deserves to know the truth.
I wanted you to see who I am.
I know who you are, I think.
Right, good answer. I know who you are. You just showed me that you don't respect me enough to tell me the truth, that you came out here basically what? To manipulate me to like you so that I would give up my dream, that you don't care about my dreams, that you want someone to just give up their dreams, that you don't respect other people's dreams, that you don't truly care about me and my dreams. Yeah, you just revealed who you are.
You first lied to me about height, right? And then you want to give me STD test, right? And about mouthwash. And why you tell me? I know I have a sick and I have an ulcer. So I'm disappointed because you always embraced me. Yeah. And about to my sister, I think you think me like my sister, same.
Okay, so she's bringing up a lot of the issues that she still has feelings about, which makes sense. And I think I said this the first time when Ed lied about his height. He seemed kind of jovial about it, and then when they met in person, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I lied about my height. I'm shorter than you," and he made a joke about it. And I think I said back then, people do not lie. There's nothing funny about lying to people. It's not okay. Just tell people the truth, especially when you know they're going to eventually learn the truth. You're not doing anyone any favors, particularly yourself, when you create distrust in other people, when they learn that they can't trust you with anything. At this point, she's like, okay, we've had 2 lies in a short amount of time. What else are you lying to me about? And what are you going to lie to me about in the future? That you just don't care about my feelings that much. It makes sense. Now, what is the reason for that? Is it because Ed is a uncaring person? I don't think so. I think he does care, but I think due to his traumas and his lack of differentiation, he can't step back and say, okay, I just have to own this feeling, but I shouldn't let that cause me to lie and deceive. Or, okay, there's a possibility I'm going to lose this person if I tell them the truth, but I'd rather tell them the truth than lie to them. This is the nature of defenses. This is the nature of undifferentiation, is people will shoot themselves in the foot. And we'll often look at people like this, especially if they're in your life, and you're just like, you're a terrible person. But in all likelihood, it's because they believe they're a terrible person on the inside, so much so that they resort to things that make other people believe they're terrible people, if that makes any sense. Now, maybe he's a psychopath. I have no idea. I'd have to assess him. I have no idea.
You think I want your money, not you. You give me feel a little bit pressure. I think you not love me. I'm done.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense. She's laying it all out there. It makes a lot of sense as to why she would not want to be in this relationship. She's seeing the patterns that I've been identifying. She probably sees them much clearer than I can because she's with him. I'm really impressed with her ability to see what's happening. You know, at first I thought she might be a little childish, immature, but I think that was just her being a little awkward and a little playful. She's exhibiting a great deal of maturity and clarity in this moment. Now, I'm not saying that she should break up with him, but I'm just saying her reasons make a lot of sense. You know, I watch this show, and there's a lot of overreactivity on the show, and I think that her reaction, it seems coherent to me. Because if I were in her shoes, I'd be like, so this really is the final blow of you purposely withheld that information from me while you were in the States. And you don't seem to really, throughout this whole thing, you don't seem to really recognize that I have a dream of having more kids. Put aside the fact that we're probably incompatible on that idea, but the sheer fact that you just sort of forged ahead thinking from your point of view of that you were going to get to know me, and that this whole trip was about you getting your needs met rather than thinking about me and what I need. This is evidence that her parents raised her really well so that she could be able to see through this situation and recognize her needs and also be able to communicate it in an extremely clear way. All right, well, that does it for that installment in which we follow Ed and Rose on 90 Day Fiancé. Tune in next time when we continue following her story. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.